Imagine waking up one morning, your alarm has gone off as usual, and it's a beautiful day. But all is not well, for something has happened during the night whilst you and your families were sleeping. Something you may never get the answer to. So now you're awake, you decide to check your messages, but you notice you haven't got a signal on your phone. So you get up and decide to put the kettle on, have a nice cuppa, but you find it doesn't work. You start to realise there's an electricity blackout. Now, not being able to make yourself a cuppa, you decide to grab yourself a glass of water instead. But when you turn on the tap, just a drip pops out of the tap. It's then you hear people talking. So you go outside your front door to investigate the murmurings. Your puzzled neighbours are all out on the street discussing the situation you are in, with no one having access to electricity, water, gas supplies, communication, or information. People are returning home in their vehicles and telling about how they cannot get petrol at the pumps to get to work, and how the shops are not yet open. You go back inside and wake the rest of your family to tell them the power is off. And then you go to the toilet and pull the chain, not realising that's the last time it can be flushed. During the day, you start to consume the food and drink you have in the cupboards, thinking power will soon be restored. It is then a neighbour with an old analogue radio is the bearer of some very bad news. That restoration of national infrastructure is extremely unlikely sometime soon, due to an unnamed event. Word spreads and small skirmishes break out by lunchtime, leading to total anarchy by nightfall. You lock yourself inside your home, in the dark, maybe dimly lit from the fires raging outside. Also having to cope with the constant smell from the bathroom of unflushed festering urine and poo. And this is just the beginning. Money now has no meaning. Tobacco, alcohol, coffee, medicines and fuel are the new currencies. So what are your prospects in the future? People in the countryside will fare better than urban dwellers initially, but they too will eventually succumb to urban gangs and escaped prisoners as their search widens an increasingly scarce supply for food and fresh water. The maximum length of time a healthy human being can survive without water is about a week. So, after just a few days, if not already murdered by the uncivilized hordes, people will begin to die of dehydration, alongside the ones who have just run out of medication for life-threatening conditions. If you manage to find a steady supply of fresh water and enough food for a couple of weeks, new horrors await. The air is now filled with thick, acrid, choking, toxic smoke from the ongoing inferno around the planet. You also have to deal with the constant swarms of flies and other nasty bugs that have taken a liking to your body. You also observe former pets that have turned into rabid scavengers, rampaging through once quiet streets, along with escaped zoo animals in search of their next meal, hoping it isn't going to be you. Assuming that nuclear war hasn't broken out, and that wasn't the cause of this mess in the first place, most of the nuclear power plants have now run out of diesel to power the backup generators, which are needed to prevent a meltdown. So off they pop, one by one, with nothing to stop them. Pop, 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 filling the entire atmosphere with lethal radiation. And that, my friends, is what will happen soon when the lights go out. Thank you.